They did a study with chimpanzees several years ago. I wish I could find the study, but I've seen it, I've read it, been years ago. Anyway, with these chimpanzees, what they did was they gave them in their bowl down. They had a big cage and they had a ladder on the cage, and they put a bowl of food that like slid out both on the bottom and the top. Okay, they made it a little bit more difficult to get to the top one, right? But the food that was down at the bottom is just shit. Barely tastes like crap, and and it kept you going, but it wasn't very good. But the stuff at the top, now what they put up there was just what you wanted. It not only gave you a bunch of energy, gave you everything. You were tasted great, was wonderful. So what they did was they had 10, and I'm probably messing up the numbers, but they had like 10 chimpanzees that they put in this cage, and they'll just let them run amok for a while, just chill out. So there, of course, after a while, his monkey said, "Fuck that ball on the top, on the bottom. I'm hitting that big one. I'm hungry. I need some of this shit." So he went up and he got it, the good stuff. Well, after a time, they had trained them, hey, the good stuff's up there. Once they stopped going to the one down below, what they instituted was when one of the chimpanzees would go up to do it, to hit the thing, they'd hose them down like a motherfucker with a hose, with water pressure, like a fire hose. So, and it'd fall down and get hurt, and it sucked, right? Well, so what they started doing was the monkeys would start going up, right? So then every time they did, they'd hose them down. Well, after a while, they learned. Fuck all that. I'm not even trying that. I'm going to take my little cookie and I'll be fine. And what they wound up doing was they would introduce a new monkey, okay? And they'd pull a monkey out, right? And they'd introduce a monkey. And what they had noticed was that after a while, one of the monkeys would be like, "God damn it, I really want the good stuff." And he'd try to get up there to that. And the other monkeys tear his ass down because they'd hose everybody else as well. Maybe not as bad as they hosed him, but they'd hose everybody else as well. So the other chimpanzees were like, "Fuck that, don't let that dude up there."
The old crab in a barrel trick.
Right. So then they bring in another they take a chimpanzee out and bring another chimpanzee in. And so this chimpanzee, of course, he's like, "Oh shit, there's some stuff up there too. I'm gonna go check that out." And the other chimpanzees tear his ass down and won't let him go up there. Anyway, over time, they eventually removed all of the chimpanzees that were in that initial study, that were initially in there. And so you have 10 chimpanzees, ain't never had a goddamn thing from the top, and will not let anyone go up to touch that top piece of food that tastes good and is good.
Oh, because they've at that point they've gotten it to where none of the new ones have ever even gone up to try, but they've just seen that apparently we're not supposed to go up there because the other people keep knocking us down when we try, so we're not even going to try anymore.
They have done that with us as well. They have taught us over time that it is okay to pay a little bit of taxes. You got to put up with a little bit of bullshit, but do not try to get up and get freedom. Do not try to have real freedom or you get hosed down. And so what's happened is, like, over the last year or two, whether or not someone agrees with Adam Kokesh or not, the third largest party in the United States had a contender, a real contender. He didn't win, but he was a contender whose sole
I see where you're going. This is brilliant.
Right, whose sole policy was to dissolve the federal government. At the same time, you have people in France getting fucking jiggy out in the middle of the fucking
the yellow vest
all over the place, wearing yellow vests. You got people in Hong Kong fucking saying, "Fuck your government, I am done with this shit." Managed to get rid of that, didn't they? They hosed us the fuck off. They brought out the hose. Some chimpanzee named Adam Kokesh and this other chimpanzee named whatever the fuck the guy's name over in France is, and then the Hong Kong people, they needed to hose their asses down because we started to climb that fucking ladder again. what we have to do as a movement and as a people is we have to say, fuck you, you can hose me down, I'm not going to stop, and I'm going to get to that goddamn food because it is my fucking birthright, and that's what I'm going to do.